Hello everyone, this is Renee Novak with Blessed by Cards, and I am here today with a Make It Monday. Today we're going to make a card using the Treasures of Life set. And so I just want to go through with you the supplies that you will need for this project. We are going to start out with a basic black cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. So you score it, and then this is portrait position, which the small side is at the top. And if you want a landscape position card, your large size would be at the top, so the longer length at the top. Today we're going to work in the portrait position. And so you want your basic black card base. The next supply you will need is a panel of Old Olive that measures 5 1/4 by 4, and that's the panel that goes directly on top of your card front. The next thing you will need is another piece of basic black, and this measures 3 7/8 by 4 7/8, and this will be the panel that kind of makes our designer series paper pop. This designer series paper is the True Love designer series paper that I've colored with our Stampin' blends. I colored it ahead of time for speed of the video, but this will be kind of the panel build that you will have. All of these measurements and supplies will be on my blog, so if you don't want to write them down now, that is fine. But this is the basic card build that you will have. Then you are going to need a piece of black that is punched out, or use the layering circle dies to do the scalloped. And then I did the stitched shape dies in white cardstock and stamped a sentiment from the Treasures of Life on top of it. Now the stitched shape dies are going to be retiring at the end of April 2021, so you might want to hop on over to my blog at Blessed by Cards and get that if you don't have that in your stamping supplies. So again, I just used the ivory for the outside of the arms and the hands, and then I used our light flirty flamingo, and I just colored the little heart in. And you can color as much or as little pink. You can shade it if you want. One of the things you need to remember with the blends is color on the side of your blend, not with the tip, so that you don't ruin the tips of your blend. So you don't really want to color like a marker. You want to have a soft on the side. And so, so what we're going to do is we're just going to build this panel. You're also going to need some type of glue. I love the mono adhesive, or you can use the snail adhesive, whichever you prefer. And you're going to need some paper snips for our sentiment, and the Memento Black is what I stamped this image in. So stamp your Memento Black in your image. I chose the one with the hands, but there are a variety that you could choose from for your card. You don't have to follow mine exactly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little snail here on top of my Old Olive, and I'm going to adhere it. And I'm using my grid paper to kind of line up so that I can get it nice and straight. Put my Old Olive on. And then I'm just going to build my layers. The next one is the panel of black. And I'm just going to layer that again, kind of lining this up with my grid paper. And just stick that down. Okay, and then lastly, you want to put some on your colored paper. Again, this is the True Love Designer Series paper, and it will be retiring at the end of June. I just colored with some of the Stampin' blends. You can use any color you want, and change your paper out to coordinate. So this is just a red. I believe mine is Lovely Lipstick, which is retired, but you can use any kind of red that you have in your stash. And so then I want to just take a little snail on the back of our image that we stamped. And we're going to just stick it down right like on there. And then you can decide whether you want your sentiment to be, your image to be there or up at the top. And I think I'm going to put mine up at the top. Again, that choice would be yours, whichever you prefer. I think I'm just going to line that right up here at the top. And then I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock that measures 5/8 of an inch by 3 1/4. And I'm going to stamp, I stamped on it the greeting, "And the love only grows." So on mine, I made this little banner, and I'm going to just stick this right down here. I'm going to show you really quickly with your paper snips how you can make a banner. So you just snip straight up into the middle, and then you take from one corner to the top of that snip, and then from this other corner diagonally to the top of that, and you have a banner of any size that you would like with just a paper snips and your cardstock. And so then I would just put that right down there on top of this. You can use Stampin' Dimensionals if you want to pop yours up, but I just used the snail adhesive, and I'm again using my grid paper to line it up, and I'm just going to stick it right down on there. And there you have our Make It Monday card using our Stampin' Blends, our alcohol markers, and just a few of the stamps from Treasures of Life. So I hope you enjoyed this card. Join me next week for another Make It Monday. Until next time, be blessed.